If I were on a bus and I saw a group of cyclists go by, I would implode. My whole being would implode with envy. When I'm on the bike, I don't envy anybody. It's the only way to travel. You're feeling everything, you're seeing, you're hearing, you're smelling. You're smelling a lot of bad stuff, but you're smelling some good stuff too. So from a sensory standpoint, the immediacy is phenomenal. You don't get that traveling any other way. Plus, it's physical. You get to eat food, volumes of food that most people only dream of. That's another perk. So anyone who would just love to be able to eat whatever they want for a month, go on a cycling trip.
I always tell people, you got five senses of a bicycle, you use them all. You see it, you feel it, you smell it, you taste it, and you hear it. As you go down the road, you're going slow enough to all your senses are activated.
Whether on a bicycle, a little kid waves at you, and an elderly grandma is prodding the kid to say something, and you're reacting to your surroundings. There's no way you can do that. The surrounding is whether it's an animal, or whether it's a child, or whether it's an individual, or a drunk guy who's yelling at you. You are interacting. There's no way you can do that in a car. There's absolutely no way. I remember, places I've been with a car many times, and doing the same thing. Then again, years later with a bicycle, and it's night and day. It's not a person.
When I first saw the Bamboo Road announced in January, I thought immediately I would like to do this because most of the countries the Bamboo Road tour is going through, I haven't been in yet. For example, the southern part of China, I didn't know. Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, and Malaysia were white spots on the map for me. So I thought it's a good opportunity to cycle through those countries and get an impression of what those countries are like. Laos was very beautiful, was one of the most beautiful countries I've been. The clear sky, I was really surprised. The river we followed when we entered Laos, that was a perfect day for me. And then Cambodia, to be at Siem Reap, to visit all those temples from Angkor Wat, and that was perfect, very impressive for me as well. Hanoi I like very much. Bangkok I would like to go again. Maybe go through Thailand. And of course I will visit Malaysia again. I had no idea how Malaysia would be like, and it's beautiful. I just like it. The people speak English. They are friendly.
I think you can bicycle any place. Definitely the bicycling here is different, but it's how else would I have seen How Long Bay or the Killing Fields or Angkor Wat. I mean, that's why I do it. So all the things I see are that city Penang. I wasn't not sure I even knew it existed, and then to go there and be so impressed by all the things that were there.
The scenery is spectacular to a large degree. We've had a lot of straight stretches, a lot of flat stretches, but we've had some climbs that were beautiful going up and exhilarating going down. We've had everything from rice paddies with the sun coming up to ocean to not mountains, but some beautiful hills with water.
Well, we get up early in the morning, very early before sunrise. We have a breakfast, usually in the hotel or a restaurant nearby. We eat, load up the vehicles, support vehicles, and we cycle. We cycle anywhere from 50 to 80 kilometers until lunch. We have a lunch, a variety of options, usually cheese, some meat, veggies, drinks. And we ride again, anywhere from 50 to 70 kilometers, depending on the day. In between, you stop, you take pictures, you talk to local people, you talk to your friends, or you don't. You keep on riding until you get to the next stop where we stay for the night. We have dinner. Or before that, you come in, you have a beer or two, talk to your friends, compare notes, see what happens. Then we have dinner, and again, you may want to be entertained, go for a walk, have a beer, do whatever, or just go into your room and sleep. If you're into cycling very fast, and if that's what you want to do, cycle as much as, to your heart out, that's what you do. You cycle in different terrain in a strange country. But nevertheless, that's what you come here to cycle. If you have more of a curiosity and want to do some side trip or speak to local people, or if you love photography, you stop as often as you want to. You chat to the local people if that's your desire to do, or just hang out with a bunch of cyclists and and whatever one of them decides to do, you follow. So it's really optional. I think the way we set up these trips is to create a certain structure and a certain amount of security, but then it's up to the individual, the way they want to spend the day.
I like the tour because I like cycling, and for me it's a lot of cycling, at least half a day of cycling, and if you take yourself time, you can cycle 3/4 or the whole day. That's no problem. Take a rest, have a talk with people, take a coke stop. That's what it's for me.
I mean, there's always a bus to hop on. Now, a lot of people can't wrap their heads around doing that, but I don't have any problem at all. So, you do what you feel like, and if you don't feel like it, you don't do it. And to me, that's so easy and so obvious. Other folks like to punish themselves and feel like they have to do it all. Well, I just don't have that feeling. So,
I was at dinner yesterday at in front of my sister, people from IMF, and when I keep telling them that the average age here is over 60, and that they're averaging 120 kilometers a day, they sit there with disbelief. These are intelligent people with PhDs, and I can't believe they think I'm lying. I just think that in some way these are very remarkable. I sometimes say these are ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Because, on the face of it, if you meet this person in a coffee shop in Winnipeg, just like any other person, and yet, once you start talking to him and say, I just did 4,000 kilometers or 6,000 miles across the continent, and yet he may be 60, even 70, he may not look like he has been able to cycle for 10 kilometers, forget about 150 kilometers a day. So on the face of it, average people, but something in them makes them different.
And I find the people on this trip fantastic. So this sort of not having to explain to anyone why you're doing what you're doing, because people at home, they're always wondering, you must be a masochist. All you people, you love the misery. Come on, admit it, you love the misery. I go, no, we don't love the misery. We're just willing to put up with the misery because we like what we're doing. Anyway, so you're immediately on the same page with almost everybody on this trip.
One of the nice things about this trip is the bond you create between the people you are spending 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks. It's a bond that, again, compared it maybe to people who were in the police academy together, in the army, or I don't know, some kind of a boarding school, etc. Because you are with these people, you're living with them, you're breathing, you're eating the same food, you're interacting, you're joking, you're suffering the same way. If there's a heat wave, you're all together in it. If there's a mountain to climb, and and you're doing it all together, you share. And it's very unusual in our society. We usually form our friendships from the time we are young, school, family, etc. And yet, what has happened on this trip, and again, this is the extraordinary aspect of it. People in the 50s, 60s are creating very tight friendships that they have. Normally, it doesn't happen anymore. It used to happen in all society, maybe. I doubt it. In our mobile society, it's exactly opposite. Yet, what happens here is you're actually creating bonds that people are now setting up times to go visit each other and in fact plan trips together. People from different parts of the world are actually, I see this over and over again. People from Australia are now coming to visit, spend 2-3 weeks in Canada with the people they met on a trip somewhere.